So last night, I reported on this as soon as it happened while it was breaking. Okay. Israeli occupation forces claim that a rocket fired from the Gaza Strip was intercepted over Dore and have retaliated with airstrikes on Gaza. They also claim sabotage by 4 Hezbollah fighters from the Syrian border and then bombed the Golan Heights in response. Now, after these initial reports were coming out, the Israeli occupation forces, they released video footage of this. Now, again, this has not been independently verified. It could be a reenactment, but nonetheless, I will show it to you. Here is the footage that they released of these alleged saboteurs on the Golan Heights from the Syrian border. Right. So apparently they took him out. Yes? Apparently they took him out. And then they also released this picture. They released a picture of a backpack. Now, let me read you what I wrote here, okay? So here's the IED that Israeli occupation forces allege Hezbollah planted last night on the occupied Syrian Golan Heights. So are we to believe that highly trained guerrillas would do such a sloppy job using a blue school bag? And if there is a photo of this bag, why aren't there any photographs of the bodies, right? I just showed you that they took these guys out, allegedly. You saw the footage. So there should be bodies, there should be casualties. Why are there no photographs of that? So they say that this bag was left over here, 25 meters from the security fence, right? I'm wondering how they even got this picture. Like, dude, whoever took this picture was standing inside, right? They're standing over the thing, so they're standing in here. Who gave the Israelis permission to go there? And moreover, so they show you over here that this took place near the Alpha line. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with the situation, okay, you have the United Nations Disengagement Observer Force, the UNDOF mission, which is the Golan Heights mission, and this is where my parents served. And so you have the Alpha line and the Bravo line, and then in the middle it's the separation zone, right? So after the 1967 war, and after Israel illegally annexed the Golan Heights in 1981, you know, they had this peacekeeping mission, this observer mission put in place so that the UN soldiers there would prevent further escalation and create a buffer between the two countries, right? And to this day, this mission still exists. And just to show you over here, this is the A line, the Alpha line we're talking about, right? And so this is where it took place on the other side of the Alpha line. So, you know, technically, you got people who are going to tell you that, oh, well, dude, they crossed the Alpha line, so they're in Israeli territory now. No, the entire Golan Heights are Syrian. Like, this makes no sense. It doesn't matter what line they crossed. The Golan Heights are Syrian. This is universally recognized. UN Resolution 242 explicitly states that Israel has to pull out of the Golan Heights. They are Syrian. This was unanimously agreed upon in the UN Security Council. Like, every single country on the face of this planet, except America until recently, agrees, acknowledges, recognizes that the Golan Heights are Syrian. There's no debate about this. It doesn't matter what America says. Does Syria decide who California belongs to or who Texas belongs to? How ridiculous. Who is America to decide who Syria belongs to or who the Golan Heights belong to? Who asked you? It's none of your business. You cannot go back on UN Resolution 242. It's been decided. Once again, you see this hypocrisy here where Israel pretends to be the only democracy in the Middle East. They claim to their claim to a state, their legitimacy comes from the UN, supposedly. And yet when there are UN resolutions unanimously passed, binding resolutions that they don't like, they just disregard them and don't obey them. Dude, they've been occupying the Golan Heights for decades, illegally. East Jerusalem, same thing. West Bank, same thing. Illegal settlements all over the place. You see the double standard again? They just violate international law whenever they like. So regardless, I mean, I don't believe this, man. Look at this picture again. Come on. A school bag, a blue school bag. Are you serious? That really is the laziest false flag I've ever seen. This is pathetic. I can picture Hezbollah looking at this and just feeling absolutely insulted. Like, I mean, this is a joke, man. This is a joke. A blue school bag? Are you serious? Come on, man. Get out of here. I mean, we're not talking about a bunch of random dudes here. Hezbollah, according to Israel themselves, are extremely dangerous and well equipped, and they have the backing of Iran and Syria and all these weapons and money and resources at their disposal. And you're telling me they just left a blue bag 25 meters away from the fence. You expect me to believe that? That's a joke, right? This is a joke. They probably just threw that thing over the fence themselves. I mean, what's to say that this isn't another propaganda stunt, right? Like last year, so about 13 months ago, July 2019, Hezbollah was firing rockets, and then in order to make them stop, the Zionists, they executed this fake propaganda stunt, right? Where they pretended to be rescuing this injured soldier. There was no one injured. They're just like trying to make Hezbollah think that they accomplished their goal in injuring someone and so that they should stop. But it was all fake, right? And they leave all these dummies lying around in Jeeps and dummy cameras. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. This is a joke. This is a half-assed job. I mean, it's so stupid. Just look at the picture, man. The goddamn thing, the IED, is olive green. It's beige colored, right? It's a mix of olive and beige. Why would you put it in a blue bag? Just leave it by itself. It already blends in way more with the environment. Why would you put it in a bag? This is stupid, man. Who believes this crap? Come on. Get out of here. And so you saw they carried out an airstrike, allegedly killing these guys. Well, where are the bodies? They took a picture of the bag, but they didn't take any pictures of the bodies? You're kidding me, man. This is a joke. And so afterwards, okay, again, this is last night, okay? This is about 24 hours ago. They had this issue here on the Golan Heights, the occupied Golan Heights, which belong to Syria. And at the same time, as we saw, there was an issue with Gaza, right? With Gaza. So they alleged that somebody fired a rocket over, and then in response and retaliation, they carried out several airstrikes in Gaza, which again is, I think, the third most densely populated place on the planet. It's an open air prison, man. It's been under siege for like 14 years. Israel decides if you can swim, you can't leave, even though you're not landlocked. You have access to the Mediterranean, but you're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to receive aid. They control what goes in. You're not allowed to have construction materials. Even after they bomb your home, you're going to sit and live in rubble. You're not allowed to have food. You're not allowed to have water or electricity. They control everything. It's an open air prison. The youth unemployment rate is the highest in the world. There's nothing there. It's a prison. It's like a ghetto. They've put people in a confined space. It's a ghetto. It's an open air prison. And one of the most disgusting humanitarian situations in the world. And so they just go in and bomb it even more. One of the most densely populated places on the planet. Think of the psychosis, the sociopathic tendency to even contemplate such a thing, that you would go and bomb civilians in one of the most densely populated places on the planet, where you know there's going to be collateral. You know people are going to die. Innocent people are going to die. And again, it's no different than when they bombed Damascus. When they go and do this in Jaramana or in Mezze, what, you think there's no one innocent dying? Even if these alleged claims that they're killing genuine military targets are true? So right now, 1 hour ago, in retaliation to this blue backpack, this famed blue backpack over here, in retaliation for this, they just started bombing Syria and carrying out illegal airstrikes there for the millionth time, right? Again, we know this is nothing new. And both the Zionist occupation force confirmed this and the Syrian Arab army confirmed this, that you had airstrikes being conducted. So they're taking out command and control centers, military outposts, barracks, and these airstrikes were around southwest Damascus and also in Quneitra. So Quneitra is its own province, governorate, but it's also a town in the Golan Heights. It's been abandoned for since the 67 war. It's completely destroyed. So it looks like this. This is Quneitra, right? But the governorate itself is a bit larger. So we're talking about this area over here, right? So this spot over here is Damascus, right? They've been bombing southwest Damascus, and on top of it, Quneitra, carrying out airstrikes there illegally, as usual, and no one is going to do anything about it, right? They just get away with violating Syria's sovereignty over and over and over and over, week in, week out. I mean, I can't even keep up. And we're just talking about the last couple weeks, right? The last couple months. Never mind the last couple years. They've, by their own admission, conducted hundreds and hundreds of airstrikes. Let me ask you a question, man. Do you think Israel will tolerate this? Do you think they would accept if Syria conducted airstrikes in their territory? Someone fired one rocket, allegedly, from Gaza last night. And look what they did. Immediately, they go in with the jets and start bombing the crap out of it in response. So why does Syria have to accept this? Huh? So last night, today, they'll tell you, oh, this was a provoked attack. Look, they tried to leave an IED, allegedly. I mean, you say that. No one else is saying that. You can't confirm that. We know you're full of crap and you do propaganda all the time. So we don't even know if that's true. So they'll tell you, oh, that's in retaliation. What about the other times? What about the other occasions when you just come in unprovoked? The hundreds of other bombings when they just come in unprovoked and bomb places with impunity, and no one does anything. The UN doesn't do anything. The US doesn't do anything. They're never held accountable. There are no sanctions. There are no repercussions. Nothing. Zero. What is this double standard? And then they have the audacity to call themselves the only democracy in the Middle East. Man, no. You don't give a crap about international law. And even when they do that, they're violating Lebanon's airspace on top of it. Like Lebanon, they'll just fly over Lebanon, violate their airspace, and then go into Syria, violate Syrian airspace, and then bomb targets inside Syria. And then nothing happens. And then they want you to believe that they're victims. Even though they have the most well-equipped army in the entire Middle East, they get money for free, unconditioned aid from the United States. They're the only country in the Middle East with WMDs, with chemical weapons, using white phosphorus all the time. They're the only country in the Middle East that has nuclear warheads. They are in a position of power, but they want you to believe that they are the victims. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And, I gotta say, man, props to Netanyahu, since he has tens of thousands of people coming out and protesting, even in front of his house. And he's facing corruption charges, and they have a second wave of COVID now. This is very convenient. Oh, look, all of a sudden, Hezbollah are coming in. They're trying to infiltrate last week. Oh my God. Oh, look, did you see those pesky Syrians and Hezbollah? They left a blue backpack on the border. Oh, we guess we got to go conduct airstrikes. Look, a rocket from Gaza. Oh my God. Next, they're going to say that Genghis Khan tried to infiltrate as well. Like, they're going to come up with a million reasons to distract you, right? Oh, yeah. Another reason why I don't think Hezbollah did anything, because number one, they're not afraid of Israel. They would admit proudly if they conducted an operation. Number two, it would not be some sloppy crap like this, right? Make your mind up. Are they a very real imminent threat, or are they a bunch of idiots? Like, you can't have it both ways, okay? And number three, man, they're not stupid. They know what's happening. They know that there's a lot of internal tensions inside of Israel. They know there's a lot of political turmoil. Oh, they don't want to distract away from that, because, you know, if you can have infighting, they're going to let the infighting continue. They're not going to help Netanyahu by giving him an excuse to distract the entire people and pull them into a war. So that's another reason why I don't think that they've been involved in something. So and it's not, dude, let's be straight here. Let's be real. Israel doesn't care, man. They with or without provocation, with or without an excuse, they go in and bomb the crap out of Palestine, out of Jordan, out of Syria, out of Egypt, out of all of the neighboring countries whenever they want with impunity, and they know they're going to get away with it.